get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2 gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 2 gang, y'all, let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, let's get it. Let's go. My word, dude, see. Man, them numbers ain't good, man. Those numbers weren't good. I don't know what's going on with them numbers ain't good. He was like, hey, look, just give me that sack I gave you back. And you gonna try to fix that. He said, I just gave you that junk on the strength of Weezy. I thought it was good. I was like, I'm gonna jump like, I was like, man, nah, them numbers good, man. I didn't check the numbers. I didn't even have a green dot no more when I was over there because I wasn't really doing no business. You know what I mean? So like, I didn't check the numbers. Like his sister called and gave me the numbers. When your family member calls and gives up the numbers, they're usually good. That's what I'm thinking now. Bro just getting up here. He don't know the situation. He don't know what's going on. He don't know nothing. So he looking clueless because he hearing that this piece of paper that I gave him that he had no clue about what you can do. And his daughter gave him this, you know what I mean? He had no clue about what was going on. Now, when he tried to call his daughter, when I told him to, he didn't get no answer. He didn't get no answer on the phone, you know what I mean? So it was like he had the numbers. So we went on there, we did. We messed with the Hank. We bagged up some of the Hank, you know what I mean? We did us with the joint. So he even gave me some. So by dude saying he wanted back and all of that because the jokes weren't good, like I was just like, I was in total kind of shock a little bit, y'all. I ain't gonna hold y'all because I'm looking at it like wow, but like dude ain't gonna lie though. You know what I mean? The dude ain't gonna lie. So I'm like, man, hold on, man. So I don't want to expose the bro that I still got this phone. You know what I mean? I don't want to expose him I got this phone. But I'm like, yo, look, man. I was like, yo, look, we gonna straighten it, man. I was like, this hold tight. I was like, this hold tight, man. I was like, this hold tight. He was like, yeah, holler at me, man. I was like, all right, just give us a second, man. You know what I mean? So we went back in the room. I was like, yo, your daughter called and gave me those numbers for you, man. He was like, no. And she ain't never lied to me about nothing. So she just ain't gonna do that. And it ain't no good, Weezy, man. I'm telling you, man, something ain't right with your man. I was like, nah. I was like, look, like he too scary to lie. I was like, he too scary. Like he just wanna do business. I said, he too scary to lie, oh, man. He was like, nah, give me the phone. I was like, man, you ain't even know how to dial the number. I get the phone, like, what's her number again? I was like, hold on, I see it. See what Jones. Speakerphone, give it to him. John ringing. No answer, gang. I'm like, what's going on, man? Like, this joke crazy, man. I'm like, what's happening, man? This joke wild, man. Like, this joke crazy. Like, they no answer on this joint. Like, what's going on? Like, did your daughter spin us? Like, that's what I don't know. But, you know, sometimes people make a mistake. She could have done this because I have seen this happen a few times, man. Now, when you get those numbers when you go to the Walgreens and get numbers for your family or whatever the case, you have to scratch the back of the card and those be the 12 digits. Now, I have seen people try to be in the car and try to, like, you might be on the phone, they might be telling you the number and they might say a number wrong. You know what I mean? For any parent reason, it's kind of better when you write it down. Like my people used to write it down, then tell me the numbers. That's how they used to do. And that's what I did when I came home. Like because you'll mess up on a number and you off one number can make something dangerous happen in prison. So you got to be careful. And I knew that, you know what I mean? When I was green dotting dudes when I left. But at the same time though, man, like still though, man, like with his daughter not answering the phone, it's weird. It's weird though, I ain't gonna lie. So he done, like I look at Bernard, like he on the wall like this. He look like he going through evil thoughts. He like, I was like, yo, look, calm down, man. She gonna answer, man. Calm down, man. Calm down. So we chill for like 15 more minutes. And he up there, he like, it ain't like her, Weezy, man. They ain't like her, man. They ain't like her, man. Call back. I was like, man, here, man. Call again. Don't ring again. Don't ring. 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 Then it picked up. You can hear the pick up. He like, he's like, hey. He called his daughter name, baby. Hey, baby. Somebody was like, hey, no, this ain't her. It was a dude voice, like, no, this ain't. He was like, who's this? He was like, man, look, this her boyfriend, man. He was like, look, I got her phone. He was like, oh, my daughter. He was like, look, man, she in the hospital, man. Yeah, she in intensive care, man. She got in a car accident, man. Yeah. She got in a car accident, man, earlier. Like, we all been at the hospital. Everybody's down here. He was like, what? Where her mom at? Where her mom at? He was like, man, her mama right here. So I guess the dude gave the phone to her mom. So he get the phone. He like, he called the mama name. What happened to my daughter? What the hell happened to my everything, man? The ladies, whoever this lady was, she said, don't you be calling, if I can say the word, she said, mother effer, don't you be calling this number trying to tell me what's to do and what not to do, and you ain't been around since 1992? What's your problem? She about to graduate college. Yeah, she about to graduate college. Where you been at? Yeah, she's hurt. She's in intensive care right now. We praying for her. Don't be calling. She snapped on him. He was like, I seen his face. It looked like he was turning red. He was like, he had the phone in his hand. He was like, she was like, now you need to calm, her last words. Now you need to calm down and you need to relax because there ain't nothing you can do in there. Click up. And the phone hung up. He was like, I was like, no, don't call her back, man. I was like, yo. I was like, man, shh. Man, I was like, yo, man, I'm about to go holler at dude. He was like, for what? I said, man, I'm about to go tell her, man, your daughter got the accident, man. We have no way to find out if that $200 a lot. You know what I mean? He was like, I ain't giving it back. This ain't the time to be giving it back, Weezy. I ain't giving it back, man. I said, man, look. I ain't say we giving it back. I'm gonna go holler at this man because he know I'm good. You know what I mean? I said, the only reason he gave you that on the strength up front was because of me. I said, really up here? I said, we're dealing with these type of stuff. I said, it be so much larceny going on. I say, it be too much larceny going on when it comes to these green dot numbers. So I say, everybody usually checks the bread before they do transaction. But I said, I already know how he was thinking. It's coming through Weezy and I'm in the pod with Weezy. So how can this be false? So I said, I know he's kicking himself in the butt for going against his probably what he never really do. You know what I mean? So I said, I'm gonna go holler. You need to chill out, man. I said, man, come out the cell. So we come out my cell. So dude was sitting at the table like he was waiting on us. So he see us come out the cell. So we walk down. You know what I mean? So that's word, bro. Ain't even walked down. He went like towards his cell. I looked back. He went behind me on the steps. He went towards his cell. You know what I mean? So I go down and jump. I'm like, let me holler at you, man. He like, what's up? So let me go in your cell. So we go in his cell. I was like, look, man, I ain't gonna lie. I pulled the joint. I was like, all right, look, man, I got a jack, bro. You know what I mean? I was like, I ain't gonna lie. Look. I said earlier, man, Bernard's daughter called me and gave me the $200 on the green dot, man. I said, man, but look, I had to show you the phone for you to know I'm well. I said, we just called his daughter. I said, her boyfriend picked up. Say she got in an accident, man. She said she in intensive care. Say it was a bad accident. The mama, her mama picked up, which is Bernard, baby mama. She crying. She upset everybody at the hospital. I said, there's a crazy situation going on. So I said, bro, listen, there's no way for we can know that the $200 is a lot. I said, the only thing is that I'll straighten it if it's messed up. You know what I mean? I was like, I'll straighten it. He was like, how you gonna straighten? You gonna straighten it now, Weezy? And I'm like, nah, I ain't straightening it now. I was like, bro, listen, that junk already tried broken up when you gave him. I said, but look, we gonna straighten it out. He was like, man, the numbers ain't right, Weezy, man. Like, and I just gave you half of what I had left. So I'm like, man, I just feel like y'all just took something from me because, like, I just gave y'all what we had, all I had left. I just gave you what we all had. I was like, yeah, listen, I feel you, bro. I said, listen, I understand. I said, I understand, but I'm letting you know now. It's a fact. It's no BS. I said, man, his daughter is in intensive care right now, man. I said, she got in a freaking accident earlier, bro, right after giving me the numbers. You know what I mean? He was like, man, for real, Weezy, man, like, I don't care nothing about that, man, to be honest with you, man. Like, I'm sorry to really hear about that, but, like, I just want my money, though, bro. Like, when you gonna give my money? I started to say, man, I'm gonna give your money, man. Wrong with you, man? Like, I started to snap, but I'm wrong. That's why I didn't want to be the middleman in this. Y'all see why? And I'm still involved because I gotta make sure this situation turned out to the good. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, so we still got the tobacco. I'm like, shh, this y'all wild. So he dip off, he mad, you know what I mean? He dip off. So I go upstairs to holler at bro. You know what I mean? I go to Bernard's cell. I go to the joint. He's sitting on the bed. He like, he just start rolling up a tobacco joint. He just start rolling up a roller. He was like, like he was crying. I walked in the joint, like I gave him some time. I was like, if I even said something, I walked in the joint, I was like, shh. I was like, you all right, man? He was like, what'd he say? I was like, man, he want his money. Like, I mean, like, he was like, basically, respectfully, he ain't got nothing to do. He was like, what? Watch out, Weezy. I was like, man, just catch him. I'm like, stop, man. He was like, let me go talk to him. Let me go talk to him. I was like, listen. He was like, move, Weezy. I said, no, I'm not. Not moving nowhere, man. I said, man, chill out, man. Hit the roll up, man. He was like, he sat back down. He was like, hit the roll up. I'm like, listen, man. He's not the enemy. I said, now, when stuff like this happen, I said, I'm responsible for real, bro. You're not really responsible. I said, because you know he ain't going to do nothing. He going to look at me. I'm just responsible one. And I said, he's supposed to because I jive vouch for this whole thing. I said, but at the same time, though, man, look, you can't attack him for. He was like, no, I won't go and attack him. I just want him to look me in my eyes and tell me them same words that you just told me he said. I said, man, look, I mean, like for real, man, he really don't got nothing to do. He said, yeah, but I don't got to hear that right now, Weezy. I don't got to hear that right now. This ain't the time to be truthful about nothing that got to do with my daughter. He started pacing. He was like, when dude get to doing that, they turning evil. He was like, I ain't giving it back. I don't care what happened. I don't know if she gonna live or not. So I ain't giving it back. I said, this ain't his voice. I don't care. I ain't giving it back. I said, well, don't give it back then. So boom. I left him some time to vent, man. I gave him some time. Let him get his stuff together. But I'm letting y'all know now, like, I seen the psycho. I seen it in his eyes. I seen his veins popping out his arms. I seen the vein right here popping out his neck. Like, I seen the maniac trying to escape his soul. You know what I mean? Like, it's ready to be on earth, man. The psycho was trying to come out of his body. Like, I seen it. But sometimes when people, like, get bad news, man, like, I done seen it before in prison a lot of times. Like, dudes will get bad news and take it out on the people in prison. You know what I mean? Regardless if it's an officer or it's an inmate. You know what I mean? If it's an inmate, you're going to have somebody that's going to be looking serious because it's bad news. He going to be looking like he mad at the world. If somebody be like, yo, bro, you all right? What's wrong? And there's anything off the course of whatever the case is, they going to snap on that dude. They going to take all their anger out on the dude. You know what I mean? If it's a CO saying them, telling them to do something, they don't feel like tucking their shirt in or blah, 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 they going to snap out on the correctional officer, man. Like, that's just what happens, man, when people get bad news. So right now with Bernard, like he's like to the point where like I think he's forgetting that he's on lowland and shit he always was talking about. Bro, you on lowland now, you know what I mean? But I'm like, I don't want to see Unc crash out though. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I don't want to see him crash out. Like, I don't want to see him crash out. And I wasn't even thinking about him crashing out on the dude that he owed. I'm not talking about, I'm just saying like, I was afraid for him to go in the pod and be around somebody might say the wrong thing to him and it can get crazy. You know what I mean? So I let him vent, I let him stay in the cell. So when I seen him come out, that's when I pushed and he came down the steps. Unc came down the steps like this. He didn't run. He didn't do nothing. He came out of his room. The steps is right by his room. He come out of his room. He was like, he just started looking at the TV. I come down the other steps. I'm like, what's up, man? You all right, man? He was like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm like, yeah, man. I was like, man, shh. I was like, man, you gonna try back to see everything? He was like, no, I ain't gonna call back. They don't want my presence. I don't want to bring my bad luck presence to the hospital. I just want my baby to be all right. I've been praying for her to be all right, Weezy. That's it. I've been praying for her to be all right, man. Like, and I felt his pain, man. Like, I saw him hurting. Like, to see somebody like him hurting, man, was crazy. Like, he was hurt. He was hurt behind this, man. His daughter got in an accident. That he just got down to lowland. He hasn't even gotten a visit to even see his daughter, man. His daughter about to graduate college, all type of stuff. He been gone forever. So it was like, you know what I mean? He's sitting there trying to cope with this. He's sitting there trying to cope with the situation. He's trying to get in his mind, you know what I mean? Whatever the case was, man. And I looked up. Dude was like, hey, Weezy. I look, it's the dude Miz. He like, hey, Weezy. Hey, me holler at you, man. I look, it was a dude from the honor pod, that this other light-skinned kind of tall dude. He was probably like in his 30s, you know what I mean? But I seen him, he used to work out a lot, you know what I mean? But I see him, he's standing by Mill's door. He's not even in our block. But I didn't even know he was in our pod 229. You know what I mean? So Mill's was like, hey, let me holler at y'all right quick. I'm like, y'all. So as soon as he said that, I looked at Bernard. Bernard was like, Bernard started stepping over that. I was like, man, hold on, man. So we get on there. He was like, come in. We get in the cell, it's Miz, then dude. So we get in the jump, they close the door, ploosh, cut go up. Bernard standing there like, I was like, what's up? He was like, look, I just want you to know that I ain't got no reason to lie. I ain't got no reason to play no games about my money. I ain't got no reason to do this. So look, we gonna do this right here together. But no, I was like, do what? I was like, yo, chill out, man. I looked at bro, Miz was like, Like he wanted to say, I read his brain like, man, who the hell you talking to? Old ass nigga. That's what Mills wanted to say, but Mills was like, I was like, yo, chill, man. He was like, nah, I'm gonna let y'all hit it. He was like, Weezy, ain't this the joint y'all gave me? I'm like, yeah. He was like, look, this is green dot. He called a green dot joint. Put the number in. He put the number in. These numbers are not valid. Now, if the numbers are taken, you will hear the date and time that it was taken. You know what I mean? So it never was numbers. That's basically what it is. They never were green dot numbers, or the numbers are wrong that she gave. Something happened. You know what I mean? So he like, so the numbers ain't right, bro. The numbers ain't good. I was like, yeah, because I do the green dots. I was like, yeah. I was like, them jokes ain't right, man. But now I was like, man, listen, I just came from Wallace Ridge. I don't know nothing about no numbers. I don't know nothing about no numbers. Weezy tell me with that, my daughter ain't gonna lie. But did he tell you my daughter on life support? Did he tell you that? He was like, the dude that was standing on the wall, his man was like, well, look, man, that was my stuff, man. Half of that stuff that he gave you was half of mine. So that's why I'm over here, man. So right now, we just trying to figure out a way, man, we can get this money back, man. Because, you know, I'm in the honor pod. I don't even supposed to be over here 229, man. Like, I just came over here to look you in your eyes, man, and tell you I want my money, man. I want my money. I want my money. That wasn't all his. That was mine. I want my money. So one of y'all got to give me my money, and one of y'all going to pay, because I ain't going nowhere till I get my money. He just kept saying money. I want my money. As he was talking, I was like, I'm like, why did I put myself in this, man? As I moved my hand from my eyes, I just seen Bernard like this. That joke was in slow motion. That joke was like, doom, doom, doom. Man, he hit him, man. He hit the dude, the tall dude. That joke said, man, it was a nice punch. That joke was like, and then when he hit dude was like, dude recovered. Dude tried to jump on Bernard, man. Bernard wrecked him. Boom, 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 boom. I'm talking, it was like in a phone booth fight. And that joke was that tight. It was right there by the sink. He was like, boom, 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 boom. Right jump, dropped him. Dude was like, boom. Dude hit the ground, looked at Mills. Mills was on the bed. I was like, Mills was like, he ain't budged from the bed. Dude slumped over there by the sink. Dude was like, I was like, oh. But I was like, he was like, look, I ain't getting it back. So however you want to do it, I ain't getting it back. Dude Mills was like, man, all right, man, get on my cell, man. I was like, man, come on. I grabbed Bernard. I was like, man, we got out the joint. I was like, yo, he was like, who was he talking to, Weezy? Who was he talking to, man? I said, man, look, calm down. Calm down, man. Like, just relax, man. Take a breath, man. Chill out, man. He was like, he sat down. He was like, then he got back up. He was like, no, because he might want to fight again. You might want to fight again. Yeah. I ain't paying nothing. That's mine. I was like, don't say it like that, man. Just say we're going to straighten it once we find out what's going on with your daughter, man. You know what I mean? He was like, nah. Forget that, man. Forget that, man. Nah, that ain't going to happen. I ain't paying nothing, Weezy. I'm like, man, calm down. I'm trying to calm him down. Because he's at that ticking point, man. Like, after getting that bad news about his daughter, he's at that point of no return, y'all. So, boom. I promise you, man, we go upstairs. We standing by his daughter. We not in his cell. I'm trying to calm him down, talk to him. So we on the railing. It's like a quick little, because he had the last cell on the back wall. He's on the last cell on the side wall that turns to the back wall. So it's like a little railing that go like a little L. So we on the joint like this. I'm on one corner. He on right there. I'm trying like, man, chill out, man. Look up. Mills sleep like in the third cell on the bottom tier. I look up, you see his door open. You see, dude, come out. Dude got the scully. Dude got the orange scully pulled down low. Over here to his right eye a little bit. He kind of jaw, you can see kind of jaw pulled down. Like a lot of people ain't paying no attention when I'm looking. I'm like, I was like, look, he got the hat on his face. He was like, yeah, I lumped him. Yeah, Bernard was like, yeah, I lumped him, that's why. Yeah, I lumped him up, that's why. Dude, get out. He slide back to the honor pod. He definitely don't want no smoke for real. He's in the honor pod. He ain't trying to mess that up. So he slide back to the honor pod. I looked at Mills. Mills looked up and saw us standing up there. He was like, he went back in the cell. I was like, man, it's all crazy, man. So I left bro up there. I come back downstairs. I see Mills. Mills was like, hey, Weezy, look, man. Why are we being fought? And y'all owe us, man. Like, and this is the stuff you go through in Lawrenceville. Like, I'm not saying people be cream puffs, because a lot of people up there be wanting their bread. Like me, I want my bread. But it be a lot of dudes in positions, you know what I mean, that be having situations that don't really be, you know what I mean, about that action. Now, I'm not saying you got to be somebody that got a background, or you put the work in with the knife Nah, but just stand for what you doing, bro. Like if you selling narcotics, bro, like you know what come with that. You can't be no cream puff doing this. So like at the end of the day, like bro coming to me like, hey, why we the ones, everybody, why y'all mad at us? And y'all the ones owe us. Y'all got our stuff in the $200 ain't right. I said, bro, listen, I understand how you feeling. I said, but right now, the way you acting, you know, I'm not going nowhere, bro. I said, you acting like you ain't gonna get your money or something, bro. I said, I told you that the man's daughter is on life support, bro. She got in a car accident, bro. I told you that. What you don't understand? What you don't understand, bro? So I kind of get loud with him in the pod. So he like, I said, bro, you acting like you stupid, bro. I said, bro, ain't nothing but a couple of 50 sacks, bro. I said, all right, it's $200. I said, I know you want your bread. I said, but right now you're not gonna get no bread. I said, the man's daughter's on life support, man. I looked up, I seen Bernard coming down the steps like this. He was like, he came down the steps angry. He ain't walk over there where he was at. He was like, stop pacing. He was like, look, man, all I'm saying is, Weezy, this on you, Weezy, man. You owe me, man. Like, I don't got nothing to do with that big maniac, man. You owe me, Weezy, man. I was like, yeah, I know that, man. But I'm saying, though, man, you bring your man over here from the other pod. Like, that was half. I said, you willing. That won't half his, bro. I said, that was yours, bro. He said, man, what you want me to do, man? Dude, big. I ain't trying to fight that big dude, man. I was like, man, listen, man. Look, that man won't trying to fight you, bro. I said, bro, you act like you ain't got no compassion. That I'm telling you a situation about his daughter. You know what I mean? He was like, man, look, man. I just want my money. Weezy, when you gonna pay me, Weezy, man? Come on, because I wouldn't have buck on you, Weezy. You know that. I wouldn't have buck on you. So when you gonna pay me? I said, bro, listen. I don't owe you nothing technically, man. I said, for two, I said, man, for real, I know it look messed up. It look like we bucking. I said, but we not. I said, but I can't give you what we got because we done half of the stuff. So I was like, we can't give you that back. He was like, man, that's messed up, Weezy. I was like, nah, bro, like, his daughter, bro, his daughter in the hospital, man. Like, it ain't nothing like that. Don't take it personal, man. Ain't nothing like that, man. He was like, that's messed up, Weezy, man. That's messed up, man. So I'm like, man, look, man, I just peeled, man. Go back over there with Bernard. He like, what'd he say? I'm like, man, nigga ain't talking about shit, man. It was like, man, we good, man. He was like, man, yeah, tell that little motherfucker you better stay away from me before I rip his fucking head off. I was like, nah, don't. He was like, nah, fuck that shit. I want to twist his fucking head off. Fuck around with him. Yeah, these motherfuckers don't know what I'm going through and how I'm feeling right now. He was just angry as fuck. You know what I mean? So they said, stand by for child. Stand by for child. I was like, yo, you going to eat? He was like, yeah, I gotta let off some steam. I gotta go walk. I was like, all right, so he gonna get his stuff and come back down. So they exit out. So as we leaving, we walking. We get close to the chow hall. We get to the chow hall. I see the dude. I see a dude. He keep looking at me, right? But I guess he in 80 building. He keep looking at me. Because they 80 building was leaving. So we coming in. We almost coming in. I'm like in the line to go in. They coming out. So I see the dude keep looking at me. Like, I was like, as I get a little closer, I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? He was like, you Weezy? I'm like, yeah. He was like, hey. Bro told me get with you when I get out the hole. I was like, oh, this is my man who left the jack. You know what I mean? Told me to get with bro. I was like, yeah. He said you want to have a band. You know what I mean? He was like, yeah, I'm about to put that together tonight. He said, yo, can you bring it out in the morning? I'm going to get the stack tonight. I was like, yeah. Everything good. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right. So he was like, all right. So we dipped on the chow hall. So as soon as we walk in the chow hall, Bernard was like, yo, who's that? I said, man, that's bro from the town that left the phone. He told me to give it to him when he get out the hole. He's supposed to give me $1,000. Bro told me to keep 3, send him the rest. You know what I mean? He was like, no, we can't get no phone up right now. I was like, what you mean? He was like, we can't get no phone up right now. I was like, what you mean? He was like, man, my daughter in the hospital, man. Come on, Weezy, man. I said, I thought about it. I'm like, but I don't want to be a scumbag. Like this is gonna be some scumbag, you know what I mean, to my man. And I don't want to do that to my man, even though I know my man ain't looking for this 700. I know he would still want it though, because he counted on me to do this play. You know what I mean? So I'm like I done lost track, bro. Finally out the hole, all this stuff going on. Bernard, man, I done lost track of what's going on, y'all. So boom. But the man back for the phone. And now it's over with. You know what I mean? I have to keep my word. But Bernard on some like his daughter in the hospital. It makes sense. You know what I mean? It makes sense, man. So I was like, man. I was like, I'm gonna call bro, man. So when we went back in the joint, man, I was like, look. I said, yo, look, man. I said, man, bro out the hole, man. I said, man, bro got down. You know what I mean? He was like, yeah, I know. I talked to him. He was like, look, and I still have my own green dot card. He said, yo, he already sent me the money. I was like, for real? He was like, yeah, he already sent me the money. I was like, he did? He was like, yeah. He was like, look, bro. So I was like, hold on, bro. I want to talk to you about something. He was like, what? I said, man, look, long story short, bro. I said, look, old head that I was rocking with before you left. He was like, yeah. I said, man, look, I said, man, the man, his daughter went and got him a $200 green dot. I said, she ended up getting in a car accident, a crazy car accident, bro, the same day that she gave me that green dot. I said, bro, go buy some Hank. It won't no good. The numbers won't no good. I said, but I know his daughter ain't beat him. She probably just read the numbers out wrong or something like that. I said, something wrong. I said, but we can't get no info because she in intensive care. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, so it looked like we bucking on dude. You know what I mean? He said, who the dude? I said, man, you remember dude, goddamn, and our pa used to get it. He like, yeah. He's like, man, that nigga weak, man. I was like, yeah, I know. I said, but look, though. I said, man, I don't really want to get a job back, bro. And bro, people's in the hospital, man. There's a lot going on, man. He was like, yeah, but bro already paid me though, Weezy, man. I was like, no, man. He was like, man, shit. Goddamn. He said, I told him to give you 300. You know what I mean? He was like, you ready to book on the 300? I was like, he was like, cause I got my 7 for real. I'm on the street, you know what I mean? I was like, man, damn, $300, man. This from Bernard Maniac ass. But something in my heart was telling me to make this move, man, because like I did wanted to keep track of what was going on with his daughter. Like we didn't know what was going on. But for the most part, man, I understand what Bernard wanted to do, man, by being able to be in contact with his family, y'all. He needed me. So boom. I said, man, damn that $300, man. I said, yo, look. I said, man, I'm gonna goddamn tell bro, goddamn, the shit got flushed, man, last night. He said, I'm gonna fuck what you tell him. I was like, all right. So I tell Bernard, I'm like, yo, look, I'm gonna tell bro the shit got flushed. There's nothing we can do about it, you know what I mean? Nothing we can do, man. I was like, look, there's nothing we can do. I was like, I called and told bro, you know what I mean? I was like, fuck it, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? So he was like, man, fuck that nigga. We ain't give me that shit back, Weezy. All right, so we go to breakfast. Wait on us and shit. So when we get to the table with our tray, sit down, I'm like, yo, look, bro. I said, man, that shit got flushed, bro. Goddamn, you know what I mean? Goddamn. He was like, what? I was like, shit got flushed, bro. He was like, what do you mean it got flushed? He's like, how the fuck you just had? I was like, bro, the police ran down. Somebody that was holding it for me, bro, got flushed, bro. You know what I mean? I told bro last night what happened, bro. He was like, nigga just got quiet. I was like, man, so we got up, you know what I mean? So he get up behind us. He was like, what I'm saying, dude, like, that's just crazy how. So we got like, it's still like kind of dark, you know what I mean? Because this one of the time get dark late in the morning, you know what I mean? So we coming back a long way. So we get by 80 building, it's a roadblock. But it's a lady working. She talking to the dude like down there a little bit at the roadblock. They got us stopped kind of like right there by the fence. So I said we be screaming over the gate to talk to people on the other side of the yard. So we right there. And goddamn, he like, yeah, it's crazy how every time, like he's just crazy how you just, you know what I mean? Yesterday he was excited to do it. And then now as you, I looked up again. All I seen this joint again. That joint was like, doom, doom, doom. I'm looking like, if you would have seen me in slow motion, my face was like this. I was like, man, my word, he hit dude. Boom, and it's a little dude. He caught him, fist of third. So, boom, caught dude. Dude was like, dude ain't dropped no. Dude was like, he gained his balance. He was like, man, why you hit me, man? And start walking towards 80 building. I was like, oh. I was like, man, why you hit him, man? He was like, he was doing too much talking, Weezy. Yeah, we ain't giving it up. Yeah, man, people don't know what I'm going through, all the rage I got in me, Weezy. He was like, I promise you, man, if something happened to him, I'm going back to the mountains, Weezy. I'm going back to, I was like, man, you need to chill out, man. So he chilled. So we get dude, you know what I mean? Dude don't say nothing, we get away with the joint. We go back in the pod, man, it's my word. As soon as we go back in the pod, the dude Miz, he like, yo, look. He was like, yo, look, Weezy. He was like, look, man, I ain't gonna be waiting too much longer for my money, man. Y'all just gonna have to beat me down or tell me y'all bucking one of the two. So Bernard like, what? He was like, you heard what I said? So I'm like, man, chill. Bernard was like, yeah, look at his face like, yeah, yeah, motherfucker. I was like, man, chill, man. I was like, look, man, chill out, bro. I pushed Mills back. Like, man, chill. He was like, no, y'all gonna pay me. So he had Sally right there, a couple of, I was like, man, look, you better chill out, man. You know what I mean? Chill, man. So I get Bernard like, man, come on, we go up the steps. I was like, yo, man, chill. He was like, nah, fuck that shit, Weezy, man. He next. Fuck that, Weezy. Man, fuck that shit, man. I said, bro, listen, you gonna fuck up and go back to the mountains, man. You ain't gonna be able to do shit. All this shit gonna count for nothing, bro. I said, chill the fuck out, man, for you crash, man. He was like, all right, man. All right, man. All right. So we get it, come back. I come back down. I said, bro, listen, bro. I'm gonna get that shit straight, bro. My word, bro. He was like, when? I said, I'm gonna get it straight, man. I go in the cell, you know what I mean? We locked down. Count clear. They pop all the doors. All the doors open up. Everybody's stepping out. I ain't come right out. As I come out probably like 5 minutes after everybody. You know what I mean? So as I'm coming out, I hit the little railing joint, and I'm about to go down the steps. I'm about to get ready to hit the steps. I can look and see everybody's facial expression. Everybody's looking like they're looking directly over by where cell 3 is at. You can see their face. They looking right over there. I get down the steps. I look. Man, I promise you, man, I get a little closer. I look over dude's shoulder. I look, man. All you see is goddamn Bernard and that bitch, man. Bernard. In one hand, he has that knife. In one hand, he have that damn knife. In the other hand, he beating the hell out of Mills like this. That nigga on the bed. He ain't on the floor beating his ass. He got that nigga on the bed. He like this. And it look like Mills he wanna duck the knife. Like he think dude gonna hit him. He think Bernard gonna hit him. So he like, and Bernard just catching him with the right, like, he just pounding him. And he grabbed him. Boom. So I go to the door. I was like, man, chill, Bernard. I was like, yo, open the door, man. I was like, man, he was like, man, he got something stuck in the door. The door ain't opening up. I'm like, what? He was like, he must have did something to the door. So I'm like, they got a handle on the joint. I'm trying to yank the joint. I put my foot on the joint. I was like, yeah, I couldn't even yank it. Everybody was trying to do it too. We look, he just in there beating. Push. Then he look again, he like this. He just start choking Mills. He was like, I was like, man, let him go, Bernard, man. I was like, man, tell the seal open the door, man. Tell the seal. They was like, man, ain't gonna open. We already tried. I was like, man, tell her again. You can hear the joint. They was like, open up cell 3. All you can hear the noise that she clicked. That joint was like, he was in that joint like, I was like, man, let him go, man. Man, let him go, man. Chill, man. Everybody was like, man, chill out. What you doing, Bernard, man? Chill out, man. Chill out, man. I look. Dudes were like, yo, the police about to come in. So I already knew somebody called the police. That's my word. The joint said, police come in that joint. They in that joint like too deep. They come in the joint like, watch out. Watch out. He was like, move. He was like, man, get off that man. He was like, psh. He smacked him to wake him back up. He was like, psh. He started choking him again. He was like, I said, man, this shit, I backed up, man. I said, man, Bernard, man, crashed out, man. I said, look at this shit, man. Like, shit crazy. He crashed. And this man crashed, man. He choking young boy. Choking his life out, man. My word. She was like, man, get this door open. Get the door open, man. So I don't know what they did. The dude ran to the booth. I think he came out with the manual key to open up the door separately, not from the booth, man. My word. He opened the joint. It was like, you could see like he had a domino. It was something in that joint that he had rigged up. Man, he yanked the joint. The joint come out the door. That joint come out. So when the joint come out, he was like, man, back up. All you heard was Bernard like, back up. Back up. Back up. They was like, put the knife down. Put the knife down. He's like, back up. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. It was like, more police coming there. Police coming there deep as a bitch. It was like, lock down. He locked us down. I was like, man, damn, I'm going up the steps like, I can't even say bye to bro, man. I'm like, man, he ultimately crashed. I'm like, fuck, man. I go upstairs, me in the cell. They got us all in jump, man. Like, man, put it down. That jump was a standoff. You hear me? It was like the SWAT team was out there. It was 100 police, and they was telling him to put the knife down. He went and put the knife down. He was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. He was like, man, my daughter in the hospital, man. They was like, all right, but don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Put the knife down, man. Put the knife down, man. He was like, all you heard was cling, 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 cling. He dropped the joint. They was like, put your hands behind your back, man. They get him. He come out, they put him and sit him at the table. He was like, what's your problem, man? They talking to him, he like, my daughter on life support. He looked at me, he was like, he gave me the, sorry I let you down face. He was like, come on, man. They took him out. They in there jump treating bro, that's word. They in there trying to get bro right. I was like, oh my God, man, they took bro out. They took him out, man. They took him to medical, man. They took Bernard to the hole. Bernard went to the hole. That jump was crazy, man. I was like, this shit crazy, man. Now I got the phone. Now I feel bad about bucking on bro for the phone. I wanted the $300. I just was a lot going on. I was like, oh man, this jump crazy, man. Man, I promise you, man. 2 days later of this man being in the hole, man, I get a call. I see it. It's his daughter's number. I'm like, I pick it up. It's the dude though. I'm like, yo, everything's straight. It was like, yeah, she finally woke up, man. Everything good, man. He was like, man, what Pop's at? I'm like, man, he in the hole. He was like, what? I was like, man, he went back to the hole, man. He was like, what happened? I said, man, he crashed out. After she went to the hospital, I said, he crashed out, man. He crashed out, man. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, man. I was like, oh, look, though. I said, she's supposed to have selling some numbers for $200, man. You know what I mean? I said, but the green dot, she might have read them out the joint wrong. You know what I mean? I said, is it a green dot in her car or purse? He said, nah. He said, when I went and got her phone out of her purse, I seen the green dot. He said, you talking about the joint you can buy from Walgreens, right? I said, yeah. I said, you still got it? He was like, yeah, her purse right here. I was like, bro, read the numbers out to me. So he read the numbers out to me. You know what I mean? I get the numbers. I'm like, oh, I was like, man, she messed up on the 8. I was like, that's crazy. She made the 8 or 6. I was like, that's crazy. I was like, why? I was like, he was like, everything's straight. I'm like, yeah. I was like, damn, I had the $200. I'm like, damn, like, for real, like, this shit fucked up, man. Like, all this shit went on. Unc and the Bing, man, you know what I mean? Like, all this shit. I was like, damn, like, this is so messed up. Even Mims went to the Bing, man. I was like, this junk crazy, man. I was like, man, I'm about to clear all of this, man. But I was like, look, this is what I'm gonna do, man. You know what I mean? I said, man, I got the $200. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm gonna let Bernard know I got it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna write him. The first thing I did was, man, I seen dude in the 80 building, man. I told him, I was like, look, he wasn't even expecting it, man. I took all my shit off that phone. You know what I mean? And I gave him the phone. I was like, yo, look, bro. I said, man, Uncle a fucking maniac, man. I said, I ain't know he was gonna do all that shit. I said, but at the same time, though, bro, like, his peoples was in the hospital. That's why I was bucking on the jack, bro. He was like, no, y'all still have it. I said, but look, though. I said, man, look, just give me the 300, though. You know what I mean? He was like, I got it. So he gave me the 3. I took the 3. So I had a 3 and a 2. You know what I mean? So when Bernard, he wrote me back for the whole. Was like, man, I can't do nothing with that money, man. I can't take it to the mountains, man. He was like, it's just good news hearing that his daughter all right. He told me to keep the 200. That shit was crazy. So out of that whole maniac situation, I walk away with a pound cake, y'all. Jason Kidd. And I know that was crazy, but it was good to hear his daughter made it out okay, man. She got out of intensive care. Everything was straight, man. Like, Bernard, yeah, he crashed out. He fucked up bad, and they sent this maniac ass back to the mountains. He never came out the hole in Lawrenceville, man. At the end of the day, y'all, that shit was a crazy situation. But that's the end of the damn story, though. I appreciate y'all for watching, man. Y'all know the count. Stay all ass out the way for y'all can live out here with your family forever. But y'all already know what it is, man. This was a Thursday banger game. What I just do with this one? Like, share, subscribe, this one, y'all. Skip it. Let's go. But y'all be safe and stay y'all ass on the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes.